Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about the radio media industry in Myanmar towards media. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I am Willen Wu, first year student studying Bachelor on New Media Communication honors at Asia University, Malaysia. Now, I would like to talk about the agenda of this presentation. It would include introduction, profile, target audience, niche market, content genre, radio programs, personalities, the convergence of the media I have chosen with the internet, and also the final message. Nowadays, people are accessing news using the internet and high-tech features more than radio. But the radios stay resilient, and we should know why. Actually, they can transcend geographical boundaries and reach diverse audiences, and they do not require visual interaction, and also they are essential for promoting social cohesiveness and community involvement. Not only that, they can also give a forum to a wide range of opinions, narratives, and cultural manifestations, and they can help individuals to connect their immediate environment, and they can foster a sense of shared identity and belonging. And they can also serve as a lifeline during emergencies by providing public service announcement, emergency broadcasts, and timely information. Now, I would like to present about the profile of the media I have chosen. So the profile of the radio I have chosen is towards media. It emerged against the military junta. In March 2021, activists launched towards newsletter to counter internet shutdowns during the coup. Despite digital threats, they continue online population using VPN, transitioning into media towards media focused on pockets, news, and revolutionary entertainment programs. Recognizing social media's role in the Spring Revolution, they address the junta's propaganda, providing credible news and informed debates. To reach those who are unable to use electronic devices, Towards Media launched radio through pockets. Actually, they are not able to establish a physical building due to restrictions. They utilized podcasts as a training tool for wider reach. The media produced 103 tracks on SoundCloud.com, aiming to provide clear information, empower the public, and support nonviolent movements in Myanmar. Now, let's explore the target audience of Towards Media. The first audience would be public in Myanmar because they need to be suggestive with messages, encouraged with reflection, self-care, and involvement in the revolution and transition justice process. The second group would be youth and students who are 16 to 35 years old because their media need to engage with motivated university students and young groups by adapting radio programming to their interests, discussing issues like jobs, education, and social change. And they need to engage with civil society organizations, CSO, to collaboratively provide the timely information, emergency alerts, to enhance the relief efforts and ensuring accurate information dissemination. So the fourth group would be international audiences because they need to raise awareness through the policymakers, activists, and global supporters of democracy to know and to encourage the transition justice process and human rights through the radios. The fifth one would be educational institutions because the media should collaborate to integrate educational content that promotes democratic principles and transitional justice, fostering an informed and active student body. The sixth one would be social media and online communities. They need to amplify the radio productions to message through online platforms with influential personalities to champion democratic principles, especially on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The seventh one would be academics and intellectuals, because the scholar should be engaged for in-depth analysis and research on radio messages to provide psychosocial support for informed discussions. The last one would be cultural and artistic community. In Myanmar, people cannot forget about the artists who are actively involved in the revolution. So, to informing those artists, writers, and influencers to creatively convey the philosophy of federalism, democracy, and transitional justice through various artistic audio expressions. Based on the audience, we need to explore the niche market or towards media. So they serve as the revolutionary activism content because they focus on actively supporting and advancing revolutionary causes, inspiring listeners to engage in social and political movement for systematic change. And they also focus on youth-led radio station, tailoring for passionate and young individuals, particularly university students, addressing issues and goals related to resisting educational crisis and advocating for change. And they also focus on crisis response broadcasts, specializes in crisis response and information dissemination in collaboration with civil society organizations, delivering message alerts, updates, and timely information during crises to support relief and revolutionary endeavors. And then they also work on international revolutionary broadcasts, targeting the international audience, raising awareness among policymakers, activists, and global supporters of democracy, transitional justice, and human rights, emphasizing the significance of revolution should be aware. And then they also focus the market on social media engagement. They leverage social media and online communities, actively involving influential personalities to amplify the revolutionary messages, reaching a broader audience and encouraging active participation. And they also focus the market on in-depth analysis and research, providing a platform for informed discussions by offering in-depth analysis and research on revolutionary messages, fostering understanding of the plans and context of revolutionary movements. And last, the engagement with the cultural artistic community. Engaging cultural and artistic community is quite important for towards media. Their market should be based on this because they need to separate the revolutionary ideas through various ethnic, artistic, audio experts, including music, poetry, and storytelling. Based on the niche market, the content around towards media can be different. The first one is revolutionary news and updates. They are timely reports on the progress of revolutionary movement, along with updates on social and political developments and news related to activism. The second one is activist interviews. They are conversations with activists, leaders, and individuals actively involved in revolutionary causes and providing insights into their experiences and perspectives. The third one is revolutionary talk shows. They are in-depth discussions and analysis of revolutionary ideologies, strategies, and the impact of social and political movements. And the next one is use activism segments. They are dedicated segments addressing the concerns, aspirations, and activities of young activists and student movements involved in revolutionary causes. And the next one is global issue focus. They are content on global issues related to democracy, transitional justice, and human rights. And the next one is education and narratives. They are the narratives educating listeners on the context of democracy, transitional justice, and the historical contents of revolutionary movement. And we can also find the empowering playlist. They are playlists featuring music aligned with revolutionary themes, aiming to empower and inspire listeners. And the next one is personal stories and testimonials, narratives from individuals directly impacted by or involved in the revolutionary movements, providing a personal perspective. And the next one is intellectual discussions. They are in-depth analysis and discussions with intellectuals, scholars, and academics on the philosophy, strategies, and impact of revolutionary movements. And the next one is creative expression. Creating audio expressions from the artists, writers, and cultural influencers trying to convey the philosophy and context of federalism, democracy, and transitional justice. And the next one is historical exploration. They are the records, exploring historical revolutionary movements, drawing parallels and lessons for the present. And the last one is live coverage. Live coverage of revolutionary events, protests, and significant milestones in social and political change. Based on the content genre, the radio programs of 12 media can be seen as follows. The first one is Listen, Fee and Five program. This program covers current situations, revolutionary news, timely updates, activist interviews, and other intellectual properties. Its purpose is for the audience to stay informed, gain knowledge, and reflect on their daily lives while fostering a sense of connection to the revolutionary causes. The second part is special episodes. They focus on dialogues or conversations centered around specific topics, featuring songs and poems from artists. These episodes may also address global issues such as Pride Month, Myanmar's satirical culture, exclusive interviews, and political statements. Its purpose is to offer in-depth exploration of specific themes or events, providing a more focused and immersive experience for the audience. Let's see who are the personalities on Towards Media. The first person is the Gay, who is the editor. He works for content tightening, script reviewing, editing intros and outros, managing transitions, providing feedback for continuous improvement. The second one is Lawrence. He is taking responsibility for setting up recording equipment, selecting microphones and settings, monitoring recording sessions. The third person is Alien, who is the audio editor. He takes responsibility for cutting and arranging clips, enhancing audio quality, adding effects, leveling and balancing, pitch and time correction, editing dialogue and mastering. The last two are Alice and Casey. They are narrators. They work on narration, contributing their voices to the content creation process. Let's explore the convergence of towards media with online. They adapted the hybridization of production practices, combining radio with internet facilities, allowing for sophisticated searches, content personalizations, and two-way communication. And they leverage the internet's power, eliminating geographical boundaries, and utilize social media platforms like Facebook. And they employed vibrant posts, and promo videos to attract listeners to implement feedback mechanisms for audience response. And they study social media trends and digital security, and they give the employee training using social media tools and strategy, fostering and cultural continuous learning. And they're trying to set up the monetization strategies to balance providing valuable content and creating revenue streams. And they try to handle user data and interactions to ensure privacy and security that became imperative amid data protection concerns and regulations. And then they try to empower the social media to amplify sentiments, both positive and negative, to be prepared for the real-time responses and have crisis communication plans in place. And lastly, they try to attempt on investigative journalism and audience behaviors, trying to stay agile and responsive all the time. So after all things, we can note down the final message as follows. The first thing is Towards Media has successfully adapted to the margin of traditional radio with the revolutionary of social media, showcasing flexibility and tenacity in the face of digitalization. Towards Media has navigated skillfully, demonstrating a commitment to overcoming obstacles and embracing change, to be its technological complexities or shifts in audience behavior. It has positioned at the intersection of tradition and progress, emerges not as just a medium, but also as a positive force, a voice resonating with people. And the transformative power of the revolutionary towards radio continues to shape stories, build communities, and leave a lasting mark on the history of human connection and Myanmar history. Now, my presentation ends here. Thank you very much for your attentions.